Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome. Today is Tuesday, May 16th, 2023. My name's Jeremy. This is my first cup. Good stuff. Who's here? I see a number of you here already. Good morning. I want to say good morning to Dennis. Dennis is the only one who's chimed in. Good morning, Dennis. And all the rest of you lurking out there, not letting me know who you are in the chat. Good morning, Jenny. How was your Monday? I had one of those Mondays. And I've been having a lot of them. Good morning, Stacy. I've been having quite a few of them lately, where the day starts and I'm just not feeling it. If you've been around a long time, you know that Mondays are a difficult day for me. I have a hard time transitioning from not working on the weekends to working during the week. And I took a look at my schedule and I said, okay, I've got, how many did I have? 1, 2, 6. I think I was scheduled for 7 meetings. And I'm looking at the stuff I wanted to get done and just going, I don't think it's going to happen. It happened. It definitely happened. Crushed the day. I really did. Some big stuff to tell you. Good morning, Kelly. Kelly says, happy Taco Tuesday. I have a student that's had tacos every Tuesday since COVID. He's getting his black belt next month. I always get them special t-shirts. I created one that says black belt and taco dough. I love it. That's awesome. So a couple things happened yesterday. All good. One of them, so one of my martial arts schools that I worked with, I've talked to a couple people privately about this client because this client was trying to do something very difficult, very unique in the world of martial arts. And I'm not going to say more than that because I'm not going to shout them out. I'm not going to rat them out. But they were impatient. And after 3 months, despite showing what I thought to be tremendous progress, decided they wanted to go work with somebody else. Fun. Back when I had my IT company, I created this metric that I would call stress per dollar. Some people cost a lot more stress per dollar. This was a very high stress per dollar person. One of the least financially contributing, one of the biggest stressors. I took them on because I was interested in the challenge. And I know what would have gotten them there because we got there. We got about halfway. It would have taken a few more months. And I just hope that he doesn't throw out everything that we did to start over. Here's the other end of that spectrum from yesterday. I found a place for a martial arts school. A lot of details to figure out. Hoping to start next month. It'll be Wednesday evenings. And that's all I know so far. I reached out to one person and I said, hey, so you told me when I started a martial arts school to let you know, and I'm letting you know. I don't know anything yet. He's like, how much? What time? Asked me a bunch of questions. I'm like, I don't know yet. I don't know. So it's time. For those of you who may not know or may not remember, I had a martial arts school from 2001 until end of 2001 till probably late spring, early fall 2003. It was just shy of 2 years, 20 years ago. Good morning, Frank. Thank you. Kelly says, congratulations. Thank you. But also yesterday, in between all that other stuff, I got all my work done. I finished the day with no emails in my inbox. Of course, they came in after I left the office. I had a good day at the office. I had great calls with all the rest of my clients that I talked to. One of my clients had a huge win yesterday. And I came home and I made some dinner and I relaxed because I was still feeling sore from the weekend. And I said, I'm not going to work out. I'm going to try to squeeze out to the gym later today. But it was a good day. It was a really good Monday. I'm quite happy about it. And I slept well. Good stuff. Good morning, Andy. How about you? How was your day? Did you check out the episode of Martial Arts Radio with Yuri Lowenthal, which we've been getting some great feedback on, including from him, which was cool. I just like that I get to talk to these people. What's today? So today is shaving and cutting hair all over my face and head because I have become a bit of a Sasquatch. At least it feels that way. I'm sure none of you look at me and think that because there's still very little hair on me. But in preparation for a recording day, 3 episodes that I'm recording today, 2 meetings this evening. It will be a busy day, but a good day. I'm looking forward to it all around. Oh, pardon me. What else? What else can I share with you? Andrew and I have meetings this week about Free Training Day and the show. Oh, and just a reminder, when am I going to pull that down? I'll probably pull that down Wednesday or Thursday. Saturday there's the MATIC Level 1, Martial Arts Teacher Training and Certification Level 1 course in Exeter, New Hampshire. There is still room. There is not a ton of room, but I don't think it's going to sell out. So if you want to go, let me know or just sign up at whistlekick.com. We closed the exclusivity period for All In Weekend yesterday. 17, I think it was 16 people who attended. 16 of the 23 people. Actually, I think it was 15 of the 23. That's a story we don't talk about. 15 of the 15, whatever. A whole bunch of the 23 people who attended signed up 11 and a half months in advance. I know we did something right. And now it's open to everybody. Let's see what happens. Thank you, Frank. Kelly says, I was going to tell you that on Saturday. Hair was looking a bit wild. Well, I just cut it on Friday. Jenny says, I did a lot of adulting yesterday. Neither of the adult things I had to spend energy on are finished. Every time I thought I was done, a new issue would arise and I had to put more energy in than expected. I'm sorry to hear that. Dennis says, that's an incredible percentage. It really is. It truly is. And there's new stuff for 2024 that we're not ready to talk about yet because we always make it better. Always find a way to make it better. We're going to make it better this year. Oh, pardon. Everybody in the chat's talking about my hair. It's a short conversation. This will be an interesting day because my first recording is not until 11. There's nobody in the 9 o'clock slot. So there's some work I'm going to try to do. And I say try because, well, I guess try works. I'm going to try, and we'll see where it takes me. The apple blossoms are all out. Looks beautiful out there. I hung the bird feeder on Sunday, and yesterday when I came home, so about 24 hours later, it was half empty. I blame the crows. But at least the crows are sharing because I woke up this morning to crows and blue jays and a cardinal. As they share in the effort to eat all the bird seed at once. Good morning, Brian. Kelly, I was actually talking about this with one of my clients yesterday. This week is invite your moms to class. Had about 12 come. So much fun. That's so great. Anything else I want to tell you or share with you or ask you? I don't think so. So let's do it. Let's see what Frank gave us. Thank you, as always, to Frank for all of your work on the show. Thank you to Josh for our theme song. And thank you to Denise for the audio. And here we are. I'm sharing the screen. And I'm about to yawn. Oh, pardon me. I think you should be a child for as long as you can. I've been successful for 74 years being able to do that. Don't rush into adulthood. It isn't all that much fun. Bob Newhart. And I suspect, we got 3 quotes here from Bob Newhart. And I suspect that Frank chose these because of what I mentioned on Facebook the other day. And for those of you who don't follow me personally, what I said was that Bob Newhart on The Big Bang Theory is some of the best sitcom performance comedy I've ever seen. It's, if you watch Big Bang Theory, if you're at all a fan of the show, it's a great show. They have wonderful timing. They're all solid comedic actors. But when Bob Newhart's on screen, it's just a whole other level, and you can see it. There's a contrast when he's there that the others are just not on his level. He brings them up a bit, but you can see, especially in Jim Parsons, if you've watched the show a few times, you can see Jim Parsons when he's acting opposite Bob Newhart, that he has a hard time holding himself together. It's a great job. Great job. But this quote, be a child for as long as you can. I think about this, and I think about this often. Because in less than a month, I turned 44. Right? Yeah, I had to do the math. And that's a good example. I am not my age. My body is not 44 years old. I have 44 years of experience, and I don't make the same dumb mistakes I did in my 20s or 30s or last week. But I still have fun. I still have no problem getting on the floor with a dog or playing with kids or, being ridiculous. Things that people generally don't ascribe to adults. And I think that this is part of the secret. I think so often as we age, we listen to society's pressure to not be childish. Well, think about a child. A child grows rapidly, learns quickly, enjoys life, lets go of the past fast. They find wonder in the smallest things. Why would we want to let go of that? If you had to choose all those things versus stress and imposed structure and all these other things that come with adulthood, why would we ever choose that? And I don't think very many of us would. I think we confuse adulthood for independence. And the two are not necessarily the same. I know plenty of adults who are not even remotely independent. I know plenty of older teenagers, people that most of us would still call kids, who are quite independent. Job and car because they choose to. They don't have to. But I think it's the openness, the willingness to grow and learn and ask questions. I think that's the most valuable part of being a child, of experiencing the world. And I know most of you personally, and the majority of you have a bit of this. I think it's actually fairly common among the martial artists that I get along with the best, because there's a discovery. There's a, well, let's find out. Let's try it. Why would you use this technique over this technique? Well, let's come up with some scenarios and figure it out. And he says, life is about having fun. I agree. Aging is inevitable. Growing up is not. And don't confuse being childlike or childish, however you want to define it, with being immature. Those are not the same thing. At least not in my book. I've known plenty of respectful children who clean their room, who do their homework, who play video games, and still run around outside like they're crazy. You can still do that. Number 2. I still feel 30, except when I try to run. I keep wondering when and if I'm gonna have to not admit this, but every year on my birthday, I take evaluation of my body. I take pictures in front of the mirror. I post some of them. Here's where I'm at. And every year of my life, I've been able to say I've been in the best shape of my life, physically. It's not always huge improvements, and sometimes through the year, it dips down. But I believe I'll be able to say that again this year. What was it? A couple weeks ago, a friend wanted to go running. I said, I'll go with you. I had run, and I don't know how long. Ran 3 miles. Did fine. Wish I'd worn different shoes. But other than that, I did fine. At the drop of a hat, I can go hike pretty much anything. The weights that I move at the gym are at or near the most they've ever been. When people say, oh, after 20 or 25 or 30 or 40, it all falls apart, it doesn't have to. If you don't want it to. The more junk food you eat, the poorer you sleep, the more stressed you are, the more you drink alcohol, the more you do the things that don't serve your body, the more difficult it becomes. It's a trade-off. It's up to you. There are birds just all around. I can just hear them. All right, one more quote. It's getting harder and harder to differentiate between schizophrenics and people talking on a cell phone. It still brings me up short to walk by somebody who appears to be talking to themselves. Let's try and get this one. Well, we talked a little bit on the first one, getting it back to martial arts. Let's get this one back to martial arts. Times change. Right? I'm not thrilled when I hear somebody in a restaurant or next to me on a cell phone having a conversation. And I figured out why. It took me a while to figure out why. Because we were taught that when someone was on the phone, you stay quiet. But here's someone injecting their phone call into my life, and I feel this instinct to be quiet, and I resent that. But if you get past that, Something is chewing. Can hear it. If you get past that, bird on the roof. It's very quiet, so all of these sounds are amplified. Okay, deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Focus on what you're talking about, Jeremy. If we think about the, cell phone walking down the street, this quote, if we think about this as more of a metaphor, there's a lot that's changed in the world, and so a lot could change with the way we approach anything in martial arts. And here's the best example that I have, and I find it interesting that it is still so underutilized. This is the best training tool we've ever had, a cell phone. The ability to film yourself and then watch it seconds later so you can correlate how it felt with how it looked or how it performed is invaluable. It's something that I picked up that I really understood the value of when I used to coach CrossFit, because I would have people tell me, I feel like I'm not doing that. Or if you teach children, I didn't do that. Okay, let me film it and show you. And they'd watch it and go, oh, that's what you mean. Or, oh, okay. And now they can correlate how things feel with how things are, and they can make rapid progress. The last time I competed, I think I did my form maybe a dozen times, if that, prepping for competition. But I filmed it, and I watched each one after. I said, okay, I need to do this, this, and this. And it made each version significantly better with very little time between. Rapid progress. But if we think about this quote, Bob Newhart, like many of us who don't want to listen to other people's phone calls, we're kind of stuck in older times. Cell phones are here. They're not going away. People are going to talk on them while they're walking down the street. It's just going to happen. There's nothing we're going to do about it. Getting annoyed, rolling eyes, it's not going to change a thing. So do we expend energy to be annoyed at the world, or do we just accept it and spend that energy on something else? How many of you have a form that you dislike, that you actively dislike, or a sparring partner that you actively dislike working with, or something else in your training? Does disliking it change anything? No. Accept it as inevitable or required, or if you really want to make the best use of it, accept it as likely the place where you're going to learn the most. The things that we spend the least time on are the things that usually bring us the most benefit. So you can think about it that way. I apologize for my detour. Thank you for tolerating it. I hope you have a great day. I hope you'll bring something childlike into your day, something fun. Sit on the floor, play with Lego, watch cartoons, tell a joke, whatever works for you. Nobody said that as you aged, you had to be boring. Don't be boring. Remember, if you want to support us, here are the big 3 ways. Join the Patreon. Make a purchase using the code FIRSTCUP15 to save 15% at whistlekick.com, or check out the family page. And there we go. I hope you have a great day. I hope to see you tomorrow. Go check out the episode of Martial Arts Radio from yesterday with Yuri Lowenthal if you have not. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care, everybody.